What's up, everyone? It's your girl. I am Kaya, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're talking Baddies USA episode 3. Not gonna lie, the episode was good. It was very, very overstimulated, but it still was really good, even though a lot of it gave me a headache because it was a lot of talking from a certain somebody that we're gonna get into. Before I get into all that, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also, I do want to say I do miss you guys. If you guys been following my community posts, you guys know that I went on a cruise last week. I went the day after my birthday. So I've been gone for 9 days. I just got back to the States yesterday. Well, not yesterday, Sunday. What was yesterday Sunday? Yeah, I'm all over the place. Yeah, I just got back to the States Saturday, and then I drove back home yesterday. And so I was watching the episode when I was at home with my family, but I didn't get to record anything. So that's the reason why you guys didn't get a video from me last week, because I was on the boat and I was still watching the episode. So I gave my little think pieces on my community post and on my TikTok that you guys need to go follow me on TikTok. And also I want to let you guys know that I am working on creating me a Twitch so I can start live streaming from there so I can get monetized over there. So keep a lookout for my community post when I get that posted. And is there anything else I got to get into? Nope. Let's go ahead and get this episode, y'all. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into the episode. So the episode started off with how it ended last week with them on the sprinter and Dolly and Tinka run they round. And I'm not gonna lie, Dolly, she got that. Like, Tinka, you lost. You lost. And a nerve of you bitch to sit in your confessional talking about some, nah, Dolly, you lost again. Tinka, honey, what was you watching? Sweetheart, you really got done up. And again, I don't know, because I noticed this last week when Tinka was fighting CoKiller and in the first episode, because I was expecting Tinka to come in here. Well, I heard that Tinka and CoKiller fought this season. Came in fully expecting Tinka to beat CoKiller ass. But I don't know what's going on with Tinka, if she's losing her hands or if it's her freshly coming up from that baby weight and she's going through something with postpartum and everything like that. I don't know, because I don't have a kid, but I don't know a lot of people in my real life that have babies and then go and fight afterwards. Like, a lot of my friends don't be doing that shit. So I don't know what's going on with Tinka, but the hands ain't hands in this season, and you really need to stop. Okay. And then she's sitting here talking about how you scratched Dolly's nose. Like, honey, yeah, you did Dolly's nose, but honey, you got your ass beat. So, honey, you just doing a little scratch. And she does it later with CoKiller when she pulls out CoKiller's hair. It's like, honey, that's all you did. You didn't do nothing else. So they trying to calm the situation down. Tinker with her theatrics, trying to jump over security. Like, girl, sit your ass down somewhere. Like, please. But anyway, so did anything else happen on there? Nope. That's basically what happened on the sprinter. We jump over to the Baddies house. They're still in Washington. First of all, can I just say that house is beautiful. I think that, I don't know if that's one of the best Baddies houses, because when they was in Baddies Africa, they was in some great houses. But this, when they were in the States, I would say is the best house that they've been in. Like, hands down. But then we see Natalie. She is gonna be there. So Natalie finally shows up because we didn't see her last episode. So Natalie tells us that they not gonna be living in the house. They just gonna go to do scenes, and then the girls are gonna stay in hotels. I think that's stupid. Like, what's the point of you showing us this pretty ass house and we can't stay in it? But okay, but then I understood, was like, okay, they don't want them tearing up the house and they gotta pay for the damages and all that kind of stuff. I get it, but if that's the case, then why do you guys have to go to houses to do these little setups? Like, why can't y'all go somewhere else? Makes no sense. Like, what's the point of you showing us, giving us a tour of the house? Yeah, if we're not gonna see these girls staying in there, waking up in there, having breakfast in there, having dinner in there, like, why we ain't gonna see that at all? Like, that makes no sense to me. I don't know what they're trying to do, if they're just trying to save a quick little buck, but I don't know. That just confused me and I didn't understand that. But Natalie's there, and then the first people we see show up is Scotty, Tavy, Fauna, and CoKiller. Now I'm gonna breeze past this scene because it was kind of like it was a cute little moment of them having fun looking around the house, but honestly, truthfully, who cares? That scene was kind of boring. Tavy jumps in the pool for $500. Like, honey, you really need the money that bad? $500 on what you gonna do for $5,000? But anyway, so get to the good stuff. So the other sprinter shows up that has Dolly, Lex, Summer, Tinka, Rolly, and whoever else was in that sprinter van. So immediately when they get off the sprinter van, they all see Natalie. They hugging her and greeting her, and then Tinka wants to run another round with Dolly. And all I gotta say is, I think they went like 2, 3 rounds when they was outside on land. Tinka lost again. Like, I'm sorry, like, Tinka, you really need to hang it up, honey. And that's how you know who, like, you can always tell the person who lost the fight, they the ones that want to keep on going. Like, Tinka just couldn't accept the fact that, first of all, she's getting embarrassed because you let CoKiller get up on you multiple times. not but before this scene. Then you lose into Dolly when this was a fade that was long overdue, and honey, you didn't do your big one at all. But Tinky, you just keep getting embarrassed. Like, I don't know exactly what I know that they're fighting because of what happened on Midwest. But okay, after y'all did that one little round, I really don't want to see Tinka and Dolly fighting again because it's stupid. It's really stupid. This fight had to happen. Tinka, you threw the drink on her when she was fighting Tasiki, and she couldn't get you at the reunion because your ass was pregnant. And I hope Tinka was not pregnant in this scene, because did y'all hear that rumor going around that apparently Tinka's pregnant again? Like, bitch, didn't you just have your baby? How the hell you already pregnant again? Like, I don't know, her and Cardi B, like, bitch, I don't know how the fuck y'all be popping out babies this quick. I don't know, but the rumor mill is going around that Tinka Bella is allegedly pregnant again. And you got to remember, they filmed this season like a month and a half ago. So I hope you were not pregnant while you was filming this, and that's the reason why your ass wasn't fighting to your abilities. Not saying that Tinka's the best fighter, but I've seen her do way better than what she's doing so far. I'm not impressed by any of her rounds. But yeah, they keep going, and then like one of their last rounds when they fight, Summer, I think, is like trying to break the fight up, and then Lex is screaming at her, telling her to stop. I don't know if they thought that Summer was trying to jump in. It genuinely looked like she was trying to break up the fight, but I don't know. Again, it could be something that got cut out. I don't know. And yeah, we're gonna move on to that. So all the girls, after they calm down, Tinka and Dolly, they all go and look at the house, and they go meet the rest of the girls in the backyard. And then Natalie, has to make her little announcement. She goes and she tells us that she is gonna be not around as much this season, which what what's his face, Lemon Pepper, told us last episode. She says that, but only because for her mental, that she is very drained. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm surprised that they actually showed that on this show. It just seemed like Zeus doesn't care what they put on the camera anymore. Like, they just putting in Scotty and Lemon's relationship, even though we've been knowing about it for a long time, but they just put that in there, didn't even like introduce it to it. They just threw it in there that Scotty's now pregnant. But it just seemed like they don't care what they put on the show anymore because people gonna watch it. But I'm surprised that Natalie said that she's drained. She also said that Rolly says that she's drained too, and I could tell based on last season, Rolly was drained from this show. Like, Rolly was just over it and everything. But then again, Rolly, like, nobody's making you be here. Like, I don't know if they holding a GUN to your head and they telling you, bitch, you need to come and do this season, or you never gonna come back. I don't know if that's what's going on. But Rolly, you necessarily don't have to be here. And I don't know if Natalie is forced to be there. If you guys want to take a break and not come back, go and do that. I feel like the show would go on without either one of y'all being there. Maybe not so much Natalie, but I'm pretty sure they can work around it and make do what it do. They can find somebody that can replace, and they can get Tommy to do it. I don't know. But Natalie says that she's going through a lot. It's going to be times where she's just going to walk off when she feels like it's becoming too much. And again, y'all film these shows back to back. I'll be drained too. But the thing is, Rolly and Natalie not even fighting like that. Like, Natalie only fights Diamond, but like, honey, who's Diamond? And Rolly just be fighting every once in a while. So a lot of times Rolly can just be chilling, just relaxing. She don't gotta fight nobody. But yeah, but that's going on with that. She tells the girls that she brought the bad girls here and like starts talking about their sit down. And then that's all that happened right there. And then she also congratulates Scotty for being pregnant, even though I don't think Natalie's happy for her. Like, I think Natalie has to put on a brave face, but you can tell behind the scenes, Natalie doesn't give a fuck about Scotty being pregnant. And she really happy for that girl, but she has to put on this face. Then some other stuff gets talked about, and then we get into CoKiller and Tinka arguing about this goddamn song again. I'm so sick of them talking about this song. Mind you, it's only been 3 episodes, and we don't need to talk about this. Like, and again, like, I do agree with Tinka. CoKiller, it's not y'all song. Both you and Tinkerbella sampled somebody else's song. And to be honest with you, like, I didn't know CoKiller prior to Baddies. I don't know if, like, she's well known in her city, but me, I didn't know her at all. I only knew about Tinka's version because Diamond was on the remix. I didn't hear Tinka's original version. I only heard Diamond's part, and that's the only part I heard. And it's only because you're on Baddies. If Tinkerbella was not on Baddies, I don't think I would have heard this song either. So I don't understand why y'all still fighting about this. But then also, CoKiller is also mad that Tinkerbella doesn't know her like that, and she kept like talking about her and coming at her. But it's like, y'all both was going back with each other if y'all think about it. Because if I remember it correctly, because I don't keep up with their social media drama that was going on with Tinka and CoKiller at the very beginning. But if I'm Correct. CoKiller felt a way that Tinkerbella, she's saying that Tinkerbella stole her song. So CoKiller, in a sense, you started with. So she just not gonna let you sit here and just talk about it. And then you talked about it all last season. So now she's here now. So I don't understand it. Then they start talking about, then Tinka says how CoKiller spit on her. And then CoKiller said, well, you were throwing things, but spitting is nasty. Throwing things and spitting is two different things, CoKiller. Like, I love you, but that was trifling, okay? And then everybody is just trying to get them to calm down. Natalie's trying to get them to calm down. They ain't listening to her. They still arguing. They still going back and forth. But these bitches ain't in swing. They not doing nothing. Like what the fuck is this? But anyway, so after that, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna start talking about Tinka and CoKiller's fight right now because it happened later on. But I want to talk about the big stuff later on. But later on in the episode, CoKiller snuck Tinka in the midst of all the craziness, right? Now you would think that because CoKiller snuck Tinka, that she would want to get her ones again, right? So she sneaks Tinka. Now Tinka's claiming that her hand is broken. I'm like, okay, Dolly, we don't need nobody doing no injured reserve shit. And they do this long ass square up, y'all. This long ass square up. And I don't know how long it was because you could slowly start seeing the sun going down. And they literally went all around that motherfucking backyard, and nobody was throwing the first punch, and everybody was like, okay, y'all gonna fight because we can go get something to eat. Like, this was crazy to me. But this is why I gotta call you out, CoKiller, because you snuck her. Now, since you snuck her, you should have been the one to throw the first hit. So yeah, they just keep like walking around each other, not swinging. They get pulled apart, then they start squaring up yet again, and then we finally see them fight. And Tinka threw the first punch. The fight really wasn't much. I'll say it was a tie, but when they got pulled apart, when I tell y'all, Tinka Bella ripped out a braid of CoKiller's hair. Like, she literally scalped her. Now, I don't think anybody's is worse than Baddies. I don't know who anybody's getting scalped worse than Bahati, like Daisy did Bahati, but it was crazy. But I like that CoKiller was able to laugh it off. But honey, when you rip out a piece of my hair, you scalp me, bitch. We can't be cool after that. I really hope they're not friends after this because, honey, you scout me for what? Like, once you scout me, bitch, we can't be friends. I really hope Bahati didn't ain't friends with Daisy after that shit neither. Like, I don't care about, Bahati shaving her head off and she made a negative out of a positive out of a negative. But bitch, no, no, no. But yeah, and then I don't think they fight anymore after that. And also, truthfully, I really hope this is the last we see. I really don't want to see CoKiller and take a fight again. I don't want to see that fight again. But I just wanted to go ahead and throw that in there because we don't get to the good stuff until later. So I'm about to talk about the big melee of this whole motherfucking episode. All right, so bam, we get into the big shit of the episode. So Tasiki, Anna, Biggie, and Mariah Lynn, they finally show up. And when Natalie's introducing them down because everyone's still in the backyard, and everyone, they're getting cheers, well, from some people, and then Summer is booing them, like booing them, because she has problem. Like, I don't know if Summer got beef with Biggie, but we know that she got beef with Tasiki, Mariah, and Anna. So she starts booing them, booing them, booing them. Like, she basically antagonizing them. It's like, honey, at this point, I can't feel sorry for you, but we move on from that, right? So then all of a sudden, they're down there, and Anna, like, not Anna, Summer is still like throwing little jabs at Anna and Tasiki a little bit later on. So then all of a sudden, it just turns to, which I was confused how it even turned to that. So we get Anna and Dolly talking about basically where they beef stems from. Now, if I remember correctly, like, I remember they had that little back and forth on Baddies Midwest, but even after that, I really don't know what Anna and Dolly's beef really is because they didn't fight. Well, Anna wasn't on Africa long. We didn't see them fight on Africa. Even after that whole thing on Midwest, they didn't fight again. Like, Dolly didn't fight Anna at that reunion. So I don't really know what their beef stems from. It just has to be because who Anna's hanging out with and who Dolly's hanging out with, and because they don't like each other, then they can't get along. I don't know. Maybe it's that. I'm not sure because we know that Dolly at some point was more closer with Summer. So most likely whoever Summer was beefing with, that's who Dolly was beefing with at the moment. Maybe it's that. So they're talking about it, and then they're talking about this whole fight that happened. She says that Dolly switched up on her for Summer. Now, I really don't know what they're talking about. I don't know if that was something in the media because I didn't catch on to that. But then she says, "Oh, you turned on me from this dumb, dirty bitch." Summer says, "Who?" And she says, "You." Like, Summer, like, honey, this. She always call you that. But I don't know. I keep be feeling this type of way every time. Every time Anna calls a dark skinned black woman dirty, like, that just never sat right to me. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it. I'm just saying that's what I'm seeing. But anyway, so Anna and Dolly are trying to talk, and it seemed like I don't think I didn't give that they were just gonna fight in this moment because again, what were they gonna really fight about? So Anna and Dolly are just trying to have a conversation. Then Dolly says something to the extent of, "I'm not gonna fight you, Anna, because you small." Now, this is what I gotta say before I get into anything else. Why is it that size matters when it comes to Anna, but when it's anybody else, it's a problem? I don't like that. Like, I don't like that y'all always be trying to say, I don't want to fight you, Anna, because you too small. But then when Anna runs her mouth and when she deserves to get popped in it, y'all want to make it seem like it's an excuse. Y'all talking about saying, why y'all want to pick on people that's smaller than you? Then why does Anna be running her mouth about people that's bigger than her? Like, it works both ways, bitch. But yeah, I don't like that. And Anna ain't even that much smaller. Like, you and Anna are the same exact size, except you just got your ass, well, Anna getting her ass done, that the jury's still out on that because I don't know if I believe that shit is natural. It looks like a skinny BBL if you ask me. But I digress. But anyways, but Dolly, when she said, I'm like, Dolly, what are you talking about? Anna, you are literally the same size. It's just that you have a gigantic ass and she don't. That's the only difference right there. So I don't know why Dolly even said that anyway, because she is literally your size. So why she says that, Summer jumps in and says, I'm smaller than Tasiki. Bitch, what does that got to do? What does Anna and Dolly's beef got to do with you and Tasiki? Let Anna and Dolly figure out what they got to figure out. Like, girl, no one needs to ask for your lip, and this is why you can get slapped in it. So, in the midst of all this, because again, this is the start of when Summer, because she did this early in the episode, but she really did it here when they showed up. She would not be quiet. She would not shut up. She kept opening her mouth. She kept putting her mouth where shit didn't belong. And here we go. So in the midst of this, hopefully I got it right. So if I'm all over the place, please y'all forgive me because it was a lot. I was trying to slow it down and see what was going on. Summer, I think, starts, asking, like talking to Tasiki, like asking Tasiki about like Tasiki, did we fire or some shit like that? Because the cameras keep panning over to Tasiki when Summer is talking. So I didn't know at first if she actually was talking to Tasiki or Tasiki was just making faces, but she actually did. Because then she started saying, "Oh, you gonna slap me up?" And then Tasiki seemed like she's not for Summer's bullshit. You can just tell Tasiki was not in the mood for Summer at that moment because she's still in the back of her mind, because I don't know what was, because that was the morning. I'm sorry, y'all, because that was the morning that all that shit happened between Tasiki and Krishan earlier. Then Krishan getting on live saying what she was saying, and Tasiki getting on live saying what she's saying. So all that's going on in the back of her head because she knows she's gonna see Krishan again. So I don't think Tasiki was worried about Summer in that moment, but Summer wants to get the attention, so Tasiki gave it to her. All of a sudden, Tasiki starts walking up, saying something to Summer. She said something, and all of a sudden, Tasiki just bitch slapped Summer, like slapped her all up in her shit. Like I heard that, and honestly, I saw that coming from a mile away. Which I don't understand, Summer. Why didn't you just back up? Because honey, she slapped you. She's already slapped you so many times last episode. You knew she was gonna do it again. But then after that, so that happened. So the slap happens, and then it's over up at that point because we move from Dolly and Anna talking about whatever beef they have to now Summer and Tasiki. Now again, it was so much going on that I can't really break down as much. It was just a whole bunch of yelling, and then Dolly and not Dolly, Tasiki and Summer was doing the same thing Tinka and CoKiller was doing those square ups, walking around in a circle. But at least with this one, both of them was like swinging a little bit, other than just waiting. And you can just tell in this moment that Tasiki is going a little soft on Summer, but I don't believe Tasiki need to be going soft on Summer, bitch, because this girl has called you everything in the book that describes a person that touches on kids and touches on people. And honey, I expected way more from you, but we're gonna get into that. So after the slap, before Tasiki and Summer actually like fight or whatever that little fight was, uh Lex and I think it was Gretchen is like pulling Summer away because they don't want, Tasiki to like, hit Summer and fight Summer because they already know Summer is not whooping Tasiki. So she's over there pulling Summer over to the side. Lex is trying to calm Summer down, and Summer is just over there in the corner calling Tasiki the R word. Think racist and replace the C with the P because I can't say it on YouTube because they might demonetize me and I need to get paid from this video. But yeah, if y'all watch the episode, y'all you know what I'm talking about. So she basically was calling all this. She was calling her Molesiki and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know if she said that, but she was calling her Molesiki, everything that Krishan was saying, basically. So basically antagonizing her. But it's like, Summer, what did you think you was gonna get by doing all this? Because you already know what Tasiki does to people who calls her that word, except for Krishan. But anybody else who's not her sister who calls her that word, you already know what she did to her. Y'all saw what she did to ET when ET called her Molesiki. And who else called her that was on this show? Somebody else called her that, and then she beat their ass. Now Diamond didn't call her molest Siki, which just blows my mind. Like, Siki, you knocked Diamond's tooth out just for her to tell, just because she told you to go take care of your nephew, to go get your nephew. But you took it really easy on Summer, and I don't like that. This girl was using all your trigger words, and you didn't do it in like I thought you was gonna do. But yeah, so Summer's calling Tasiki that word, and Lex is clearly getting irritated, and she's telling Summer to shut up, like she's yoking her up and trying to pull her over there. And even Rolly's stepping in and saying, like, you need to stop. Like, when your friends is telling you that you need to stop, you really need to stop. And Summer just doesn't care. She's not listening. She's going and she's going and she's going and she's going. Now, in the midst of this, and I already talked about it, this is when CoKiller and Tinka fight. Well, CoKiller snuck Tinka, and then they had that little moment that took up that little part. But I already talked about that, so we're gonna jump over what happened after the Tinka and CoKiller segment. So all of a sudden, again, it's a whole bunch of melee. Like, again, I don't know. It was all over the place because nothing was really happening. It was just a lot of shit going on in the backyard, and then whoever was just getting into it, that's what who the cameras followed. So after all that, we see Tasiki and Summer again. I think Summer tried to swing on Tasiki, but she missed. And then this is when Tasiki is now activated. Now she says, I'm done slapping you. Now we got to fight. So Tasiki is, like, pump faking, like bucking up to Summer, trying to scare her, making her flinch. And Summer is they walking around in circles. Summer still talking her shit. And then all of a sudden, they start. I don't know who swung first. I think it was Summer that swung, or Tasiki swung. I forgot who swung first. But they go this little first round, which I don't even know if I want to call that a fight. But Tasiki, I don't know what that was, but honey, that was horrible. Like, I don't understand how you can't be going this easy on Summer, that you letting her get hits off of you, because ain't no way in hell that Summer was able to get that close to your face to bop you in the face twice, bitch, this first round. And I was like, that gagged the fuck out of me. I was like, oh my God, not saying that Summer is ever going to beat up Tasiki, but it just blew my mind because I've seen Tasiki fight way better than this. And I know people want, and she wants to keep saying how she took it easy, but it's like, honey, I feel like you more so took it easy on damn, what's that girl name? What's that girl that she fought on uh Bad versus Wild? Somebody from Jocelyn's Cabaret, she fought over there. I feel like she didn't go as hard on that girl, but she wasn't in at her full capacity, but she was still, like, eating. She wasn't eating in this. I don't know where the eat was at. Maybe we'll see it next week. But I didn't like this Tasiki. And again, I don't know if it's because she was either drunk or all that stuff that happened earlier that day was still on her mind, and she was waiting for Krishan to get there so they could talk about it, and she didn't want to put all her energy on Summer. But it's like, honey, I didn't like that. Like, that was embarrassing. Like, I think this was one of Tasiki's worst fights, if you asking me. So they go into a second round, and Tasiki was doing a little bit more. Summer was still able to get a couple hits off on Tasiki, which again was gagging the fuck out of me, because this second round, which is like the real fight one, because that first one didn't count, not to me. I don't understand how Summer was able to grab a hold of Tasiki's wig, because Tasiki don't ever let nobody grab a hold of her hair. She was able to grab hold of Tasiki's wig and start punching her with that one hand. Now, Tasiki, of course, ain't grabbing hair. She's just punching. But a lot of her punch, if you asking me, wasn't really connecting like that. Like, a couple of them, like, she wasn't really getting Summer's face, but it wasn't landing like they were supposed to. Like, I was expecting Summer to fully get knocked out, and honey, that wasn't. Then Summer gets pulled away. She's still talking shit, still talking her shit. And I'm like, okay, what is we really doing? Like, Tasiki, you are disappointing me. I don't like that. But in the midst of all that, the craziness starts again, because this is when Krishan shows up. Krishan shows up with Marsh and DJ Scott. I don't understand why Krishan likes keeping Marsh around, like the bitch. She's not on the cast, but I'm guessing. But I don't know if Marsh got a check to be on this show. But honey, I hope it's worth it, because Marsh, I don't know why you here. Like, I don't think they're ever going to put you on this show as a full-time cast member. Okay, they barely want to bring DJ Scott on, but I don't know. But anyway, so they get there, and then all of a sudden, Summer, she gets pulled away because Tasiki now sees Krishan. Summer is telling Krishan to beat Tasiki ass, like, beat that bitch ass, beat that bitch ass. I'm telling you right now, Summer, Krishan is not doing that. Krishan is scared shitless of Tasiki. Krishan knows, like what Tasiki said, who do y'all think Krishan got her fighting skills from? If Tasiki's the one that taught Krishan how to fight, you best believe Krishan ain't beating her. Then that's just what it is, and you can't tell me that Krishan is not scared of her sister. So Summer, I don't know why you doing that. Like, first of all, like, again, stay out of their business, and that's what she said. Because I think I skipped over it, y'all. Somerset made a comment talking about some keep me out of the family business. Like, bitch, you are the one that's putting yourself in their family business by constantly talking about some shit Krishan said. Because mind you, one of the times when they was fighting, Summer kept repeating, I believe Krishan, I believe Krishan, I believe Krishan. Like, bitch, you are literally inserting yourself into their family business, trying to get them to fight. Always running your mouth about shit they got going on, saying fight your sister. It's like, girl, like if you would shut the fuck up, you would stay out of the family business. You don't hear nobody else interjecting, talking about the shit between them. Now, even though people are gonna give their opinions on it, you are blatantly using what Krishan said towards Tasiki because you know that triggers her, and you know what calling her that word makes Tasiki feel like. So this is all on you. So if you just shut up, it will be fine. But anyway, we move on because now we move on to Tasiki and Krishan. Now I'm telling y'all right now, I could barely see what was going on because first of all, Krishan, I can barely understand what she says anyways. Tasiki in this moment is very overly emotional. And they're talking about some stuff I don't know that's happened, either happened off camera or they're talking in code. I don't know what they're talking about. So I'm gonna try to break it down as much as I can. But this was just a lot of screaming and crying on Tasiki's end because Tasiki's crying at this point. And when she sees Krishan and she's trying to explain herself, and then you got everybody else trying to say, like y'all are sisters, y'all are sisters. And I think this is the reason why here everybody don't need to be giving their opinion on this because it's between Krishan and Tasiki. But then again, I can't fault them because Krishan and Tasiki, well, mainly Krishan, brings this shit to our face where everyone is gonna have an opinion on this. So apparently Tasiki is like, Krishan apologized to me, and then you be letting bitches like Summer, and then she said Tommy, which I didn't know that talk about our business or something to that extent, y'all. I'm trying to break down what was going on. So, but let me just give my opinion on this to Krishan and Tasiki bullshit, okay? I feel like because Tasiki said Krishan apologized. Now, what she apologized for, now that's what I wanted Tasiki to say. Like, what did she apologize for? So, what she actually apologized for, we don't know. I don't know if she apologized to Tasiki and saying, okay, I'm sorry, sis. I probably shouldn't have brought that on camera. Or I'm sorry, I lied. That never happened, and all this kind of shit. I don't know what she apologized for. We wasn't there. I don't know if Tasiki's ever gonna say it, and Krishan's never gonna tell us because I remember that live Krishan did the day her and Tasiki got into it during that film and what happened on the last episode. Krishan literally brought up them allegations yet again on that live. So it's given every time y'all get into it, she's gonna keep bringing that shit up. So, and I feel like Tasiki wants Krishan to get on camera and say that those allegations were all a lie because anybody that Tasiki gets into it with, they're always going to bring that up. And because Krishan has not cleared it up, they're going to keep assuming that that's what happened. Now, I already said what I had to say about this. And, I'm tired of talking about it because it's like, we'll never fully know. But I said that I believe Krishan because she's been saying this for a good while now. I believe Krishan, but do I feel like Tasiki was doing it intentionally? No, I feel like there was something that was happening to her when she was a kid. And then you know what they say, people who get abused become abusers and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not saying that that's how Tasiki is now. I don't believe it. But especially when that happens when you're a child and then you're around when you're around other kids, you tend to do that. So that's why I said I do believe her. But do I feel like Tasiki got older and realized what she did was wrong? Yes. But Tasiki has to understand that Krishan is never, her pride is too big, her ego is too big. She's never gonna get on camera and say what she said was a lie. It's just never gonna happen. And Tasiki needs to stop expecting Krishan to do that. Until Krishan does that, which will never happen, or maybe it will happen, maybe in 10 years from now, I don't know. But until Krishan gets on camera or gets on her social media or gets on something and gives her a public apology, Tasiki needs to stop letting Krishan back into her life. You need to tell her, put your foot down and give her an ultimatum. Until you do that, we cannot be cool anymore. And also, again, bitch, if what you need to do is stop fighting everybody else for calling you that word and either sue Krishan or beat Krishan up. You gotta do one of the two. Okay, because I'm so sick of you always threatening to sue Krishan, but then saying, oh, she ain't got money or something or something to that extent. Then stop fucking saying you gonna sue the bitch. And that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, Krishan and Tasiki, I don't know what the fuck going on. Then she turns her attention to Marsh, and I can't really break down what they're talking about because there's a lot of commotion, a lot of talking happening. You got Summer screaming on top, and then we can't. Everybody's mic'd up, but everyone's talking at the same time that I cannot break down what's going on. But then all of a sudden, Krishan and Tasiki are trying to have this little moment and trying to talk. I'm guessing Summer yells, Krishan beat that bitch ass yet again. And this is when Lex is fed up and Lex is telling Summer to shut the fuck up. And this is when they're going back at it. Lex is saying, like, you're irritating me, you need to stop, you need to stop. Summer's being disrespectful. She says, F you, bitch, and then Lex says F you too, and then she walks away. Summer is still on top, is talking her shit and all this other kind of stuff. And other people is telling Lex you need to calm her down. And like, y'all, Lex, I can say this. Lex tried her best to calm Summer down, and this bitch just was not listening. So at this point, I don't blame Lex anymore. Like, honey, just let that bitch do what she do. And if she gets knocked, well, oh well, I tried to help your stupid ass and everything. But yeah, that happened right. So yeah, we still get some more Krishan and Tasiki crying and arguing, and Krishan, let me talk, and Tasiki like, you don't care about me, bro, you don't care about me, bro. Like, you bitches are getting on her nerves. But anyway, we still got again Summer. Can't shut up. And you got Lex and Dolly. Even after her and Lex got into that little like argument right there, Lex is still trying to calm Summer down. Dolly's trying to calm her down too. She's on the stairs at this point. And then Krishan. Now you would expect, Krishan to, like, take up for her sister, just take up for her sister. No, Krishan is going over there, dapping Summer up, and she over there like is trying to console Summer. She's over there telling Summer to like calm down and chill and chill. I'm like, what the fuck does Krishan and Summer got going on? Like, did they hang out before this? Did I miss something? Because how the fuck is Krishan and Summer like so tight all of a sudden? I don't know. I don't know if that was just weird to me that uh Summer is talking shit about Tasiki right in front of Krishan, and then Krishan is not over there, not shutting her up, is not over there like slapping her up or nothing like that. Krishan is sitting over there protecting Summer yet again from getting her ass whooped by Tasiki. That just didn't sit right with me right there. Like that right there was just weird. But all of a sudden you got Tasiki going on the stairs trying to punch Summer, and then Dolly, which y'all said y'all claim up and down that Dolly and Lex don't be helping Summer. Dolly actually broke Summer's fall because when Tasiki punched her down them stairs, Summer fell right on top of Dolly, and they were just sitting there laughing about it. So Dolly protected Summer from getting her head bashed into them steps. That was insane. Like that was insane. That was insane. And then again, a whole lot of melee between Krishan and Tasiki. Yet again, like, oh my lord, and everybody's giving her 2 cents. Tommy giving her 2 cents, Sapphire giving her 2 cents, Suki giving her 2 cents. It's like too much people giving their opinions and ain't nothing really getting resolved. So then all of a sudden, we see Sukiana and Summer going back and forth or something like that. Where Suki says, "You're not so and so's friend." I don't know who she was talking about. Summer says, "Bitch, you're not Sapphire." Well, she said Suki's friend, but she meant to say Sapphire. But then that's why that bitch didn't fight for you. Which, I mean, she ain't really lying, but we know that Sapphire is gonna fight for Suki at this season because she don't want y'all putting that on her again. All of a sudden, like Anna runs up, pulls Summer's hair and like tries to pull her down, but Anna got pulled down by security. So Anna, you attempted to do something, but you didn't do what you thought you did because you and Summer really didn't get to touch each other because there was too many security guards. It was just making me nervous that they kept fighting on them damn stairs because mind you, that's concrete, and I was scared that one of these bitches was gonna fall and bust their heads open. I'm surprised that Dolly didn't get her head busted open after she broke Summer's fall. But yeah, so they like doing that back and forth and fighting and fighting. And again, you got Lex and Gretchen and somebody else trying to calm Summer down. And then Rolly finally gets up and says, "You need to shut up," because Rolly's fed up at this point. Because mind you, y'all, it's dark outside. When they got to the house, it was light outside. So this was going on for hours and hours and hours. And I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff got cut out, which they should have cut some shit out. But I'm pretty sure a lot of things got cut out that we did not see. So Summer probably was running her mouth nonstop after that. She was probably running her mouth nonstop for 5 hours straight. So I'm pretty sure everybody was fed up with that bitch. So then all of a sudden, when they all in the corner trying to calm Summer down, I don't know how Tasiki got her ass over to that corner, but she went over there and she popped Summer something nasty. I don't know if that's what busted Summer's lip or Tasiki find her next week, but I'm pretty sure that was probably how that lip got busted because that was so nasty. Then they from outside, then all of a sudden they move into the house. And then it's just crazy. It's just melee and all that kind of shit, right? So they get to this little room. I don't know where they was at. And then Summer just starts crying. And then Lex and Tommy's in there with her. Now, Tommy's calming her down, but I don't understand why she calms down when Tommy tells her to. But when your friends are telling you to calm down, like, bitch, that just makes you more amped up. Like, I don't get that. So then Lex is trying to talk to her. And then Summer's like, well, if you let that bitch touch me, then you can get out of my face. And then Lex is like, well, bitch, you won't shut up. Like, I'm trying to like save you. And then Summer at that point, it just says, I don't care, like fuck you, like puts her hands in Lex's face. She pushed Lex, which I'm surprised Lex didn't hit her back, but she literally pushed Lex. She's yelling at her, telling her to get out, get out, get out. And then all of a sudden Lex just broke and she starts crying. She said that she just tries to protect Summer. And I can tell, like you can tell, I can tell when somebody cares about somebody because I've had people in my life that really hasn't cared about me. So I'm able to smell through some bullshit. And I can tell that you can tell that Lex really cared and loved Summer. And she was trying to help her out. Like, honey, she knows what Siki can do to you, and she knows that you can't take her. So she's trying to help you from getting your ass knocked out. Because Tasiki can literally knock your ass out with one punch. Well, she ain't do it as much, but she could if she's at full capacity. But yes, Lex is trying to help you, and then honey, you keep like not listening to her, and now you're trying to turn on her. Like, honey, that's why you really lost a good now. Dolly, I don't know. But Lex, you really lost a good loyal friend in Lex Summer. And honey, I really hope when you come to this reunion, you come with a face guard, you come with some security guards, you come with something, bitch, because honey, you about to get your ass done in at this reunion. But yeah, Lex leaves and she's sitting there crying and all that kind of stuff. Summer's still going off, not shutting up, and crying to people, yelling. And then all of a sudden, we just see Tasiki get into that room somehow, and then that's where the episode ended off. It was a lot, y'all. If I was rambling and all over the place, I do apologize, y'all. Like I tried. But when an episode is all over the place and so much shit is going on, it's hard for me to like keep it consistent. So I hope next week's episode is a little bit better where I can do this, but no one Zeus it probably ain't that. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for you guys this recap. But before I get out of here, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And oh shit. I almost forgot the preview for next week. Daisy and Rolly. That's the shit I'm waiting for. And I saw Anna jump in. Like I remember it was like a rumor going around, but that was never confirmed. But Anna jumping in. Let me just say this. If y'all do not give Anna the same shit that y'all was giving the big three last season about jumping people, then it's obviously that y'all just pick and choose who y'all want to get mad at and who y'all want to who can jump and who can't. So I really hope y'all keep that same energy because I definitely will be here to see if y'all do, and I'm gonna call some of y'all motherfuckers out. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for you guys this recap, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.